Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Just a couple of things at the start. Thank you to City of Culture for the premises today, and thank you to Regen for helping us make it happen. The loos are downstairs in the basement. We'll break for coffee later on. That's downstairs as well in the basement. About 2 Christmases ago, over a casual conversation over Christmas dinner, somebody said to somebody, "Oh, by the way, do you know Bill is involved with a co-op group?" And this visiting American said, "Well, you know, I'm involved in a co-op as well." And I said, "Oh," and she said, "Oh, yes." She said, "When I'm finished my writing, I go down to the co-op, my co-op," she said, "and I do my 3 or 4 hours work." And I said, "Tell me more." So over Christmas dinner, I got the lowdown on Park Slope, and I said, "Who would I talk to in Park Slope?" And she said, "Leave it with me." She went back to New York after her Christmas holiday. I got an email to say Ann Herpel is the lady to talk to. So a couple of weeks later, emailing Ann, and in March of last year, myself and Anthony Coleman and Liam Quinn spent the morning inside in Park Slope. And Ann Herpel, General Coordinator, very kindly gave us the lowdown on Park Slope. And I couldn't wait to come back and tell my colleagues here how successful the operation was from a commercial point of view. I'll let Anne go into the detail of all that later on, but also how they have managed to maintain their egalitarian cooperative ethos and how they've married the two. And they haven't transitioned in their near 40-year history. They haven't transitioned to the conventional profit maximization model. So when we started the LCG, Limerick Community Grocery, last July, August, it was with the success of Park Slope in mind that we decided to take the jump. And now, rolling on almost 12 months later, when we have to make the transition from exclusively voluntary to paid part-time, paid full-time, living wages, and all that that entails, I'm particularly delighted that Ann Herpel has come back over to talk to us in detail about their model and how they have transitioned, because we have lots to learn from them. Now, there are lots of other cooperative models as well, and what we're looking for is something that might fly in Limerick, right? So I won't talk any further. I'll hand over to Anne, and other than to say, after Anne's presentation, we will have a Q&A session, so everybody will get a chance to talk. We will be fairly ruthless on the Q&A, 3 minutes per person. If you hog the microphone more than that, it will be taken off you, right? But no questions will be left unanswered, let's put it that way. So, ladies and gentlemen, would you put your hands together for Ann Herpel, please?
Thank you very much, Bill, for that warm welcome. I actually didn't know that story, or maybe I've forgotten that story, but that's a great story. Our members tell stories about going on vacation all over the world. They might have a T-shirt on, and someone will come up and go, "Oh, my daughter's a member of that co-op." And they're like, "I'm in Malaysia." What? My mom and dad have met people on hikes in Colorado who say, "That's my co-op. Do you belong?" And they're like, "No, but my daughter works there." So I feel like we're sort of missionaries. We're like the Jehovah's Witnesses of the co-op world or something. So thank you very much for welcoming me here. It's really a great opportunity for me to come back to a country I love very much. I've been traveling to Ireland for over 30 years, so it's really fun to be here and to be on business. I mean, to find an excuse to come. So that was great. So what I'm going to do today is hopefully introduce you a little to what we do, how we're a part of the cooperative movement in America, and what we do that's kind of unique, how we are part of that cooperative movement, but we're also sort of the Lone Rangers, I guess you could say. We're out there on our own doing some things quite different. And I welcome any kind of questions. I hope I will, if I see everyone nodding off, I'll speed it up to get to your questions, because I think that's the part that I want to find out what you want to know and what you want to learn from me, since I'm only here this weekend. So the other thing I want to say is, in the PowerPoint presentation, you're going to see a bunch of people in the pictures, and except for the part where we get to where it says paid staff, everyone else in the picture doing something is a member. It's not a paid staff person. So you're going to see them doing all sorts of things, as that you might think a regular employee does in a grocery store or in other co-ops, but those are members. And I just wanted to say that so that when you're watching it, you can kind of see yourself maybe doing those things too. I want to start first with just talking about cooperatives in general, because even though we're sort of unique in the United States in our position as a member-owned and operated cooperative, we are part of the cooperative movement. And the cooperative movement has a certain foundation of principles. And so we share those with all other consumer cooperatives, food co-ops in America. So we all start with the same common language, the same foundation. And I know that the cooperative movement here is in its infancy. So I just wanted to kind of go over some of those principles.